This is the 10 Capital Eyewitness News with Greg Robson and Virginia Nicholls.
A normal day at 10 Capital News begins when this person, the Chief of Staff, who's in charge of the reporters and cameramen, goes through media releases and story suggestions for that day. They will listen to the radio and read through newspapers looking for stories and then send a crew out to cover a story in the Canberra area. The producer will put the news together, selecting from a range of local, national and overseas stories. Twice a day he will talk on the phone to other producers around Australia to see if they have stories that would be interesting for the people of Canberra. He will then sit down and go through our Canberra stories and write a list for tonight's news. Peter Chapman and Anthony Robertson work the same way, covering sport in Canberra.
Good afternoon. Making news today. The result of
Throughout the afternoon, brief news bulletins called updates, each running for 30 seconds, are recorded and played back each hour to let people know what's going on in Canberra and around the world. At around 4 p.m, the weather information is sent through to the newsroom from the Bureau of Meteorology and typed on a computer for Mike Larkan's weather segment.
Hi. So how do I get all the weather information? Every day I pop down to the Weather Bureau, which is also called the Bureau of Meteorology, which is a big word, isn't it? That's in Canberra City. And I can pick up the charts, or the weather charts, which include the satellite picture, and also all the information, or the data, as we call it, and it's all compiled, and from that we can work out the forecast. And with the weather forecast, we can tell whether it's going to be hot or whether it's going to be cold. And from that, of course, we can work out what to wear to school tomorrow, whether to wear something cool or something a little bit warmer. It's a reasonably easy process, but the people at the Weather Bureau tell us that weather is an inexact science, and that means we don't always get it right.
All the weather maps are drawn by a graphic artist so that Mike's weather is a little easier to understand. By now, the reporters have come back to the station with their videotapes, and together with this person, an editor, will put their stories together for the bulletin. During this time, the floor crew make sure the set is clean and tidy, all the monitors are working, and the prompter, or auto cue, which the newsreaders read their stories from, is working. About 1 hour before the news, all the readers go into the makeup room where a makeup artist applies powder and fixes their hair before going to air. During commercial breaks, quite often Virginia or Greg will need more makeup or hairspray to stay looking fresh for the whole hour. The floor manager, who's in charge of the floor crew, checks that all the readers have water to drink and are comfortable. He also makes sure that their ties are straight and that their hair is neat at all times. Once on air, the control room crew make sure everything runs smoothly by choosing the correct camera shots for the right stories for the bulletin. Everybody knows their job, and each must know what the other does to make sure the news looks great on air. Television is a specialised and rewarding career. All of these staff members are highly skilled and trained in their field. This comes from dedication and hard work, even back to their early school years, and all are proud to be part of 10 Capital News.
Turn it on to 10, turn it on to 10. For the latest news, we're number one, we get it right. Turn it on to 10, turn it on to 10. 10's the team that gets it right night after night. Virginia, Greg, Chapman.